Hello everyone, welcome to day 20 of Christy's Beautiful Life. Today our sketch is by Sheri Rubini, and I'm only going to use a couple of sheets of full-size paper. This is from Simple Stories. It's a Let's Go collection, and I'm just going to be using the little airplane sheet. And then I'm going to be using a bunch of the branding strips from a bunch of papers that I've used in the past. I just kind of pulled colors I liked and kind of matched them in and stuff that would match the embellishments I had, and that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to scrap these two pictures of my husband and I when we were in Las Vegas this summer. I'm going to use this frame that also goes with the Let's Go collection from Simple Stories. This is the pack of ephemera that also comes with that. And I have the adhesive brads from the Let's Go collection as well. I have a lot of stuff from the Let's Go collection. I pulled from both some scrap room kits and some hip kit club kits. Here's some Scrap and Happy Studio Flair I bought specifically to scrap those photos. These are the embellishments that came with the scrap room kit. I'm not going to use any of those titles because my title is on my frame. I'm just going to use travel. But I am going to pull from these little puffy stickers. I think they're super adorable. I have the whole ephemera pack, so I do use some of that ephemera. And here are the chipboard stickers from the Let's Go collection. And I'm going to end up putting some of everything on this layout. So, like I said, I got both. I've got all of that stuff from a combination of Hip Kit and Scrap Room. And now I'm going to do a little bit of the mixed media. The sketch had some like looked like great big drops up in the top left corner and the bottom right corner. And I'm mixing together two of my shimmers. One was Witch's Blue, and then I Love You Onyxly. I kind of wanted like a grayish blue, and I think this accomplished it pretty well because I wanted it to sort of like go with the airplane paper that I'm going to be putting on for the fishtail banner. So I wanted to make kind of these great big splatters on the background. In the end, you don't really see a lot of them because I end up covering a lot of them up with embellishments and papers and everything, but they are still there. So I went ahead and off camera, I cut my fishtail banner and I scuffed up the edges of it. I am going to try to make it as centered and straight as possible. I eyeballed the centering. I don't measure it, but I did bring in my T-square to get it at least straight across the page because the way that the sketch has it, it is pretty much centered and straight. I'm just curling up the edges just a little bit here so that there's a little bit of dimension underneath there. I've already gone and stuck my photos into the frame, so you saw that just a minute ago when I put it down. And here I am just measuring out the strips to see where I want those, making sure all the edges are scuffed up and arranging them 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. I will skip ahead here in just a minute after I show you just the first couple of strips that I'm going to put down, and when I come back they'll all be tacked down so that you don't have to watch me do all that. I just did it flat to the page. I did not use any foam adhesive underneath this. And then I just go ahead and I curl up the edges just a little bit for a little bit of that dimension. A lot of it in the top left and a lower right get covered up by my embellishments, but we still have that little bit of curl on the other ends of the papers. So there are my photos inside the frame. And I'm going to go ahead and pick out some embellishments. I'm going to start with the ephemera pack. I will skip ahead as much as I can so you don't have to watch me look through all of it. But mostly I was looking for things to go onto that bottom and to the top because it does make kind of a diagonal in the embellishments on the sketch, and so I kind of wanted to stick to that. So I really liked the van. I liked the sign there, and I really liked the gas tank, I guess. I don't know. Gas pump. There you go. I really liked the gas pump, and I liked all of those things together because while my husband and I were on this trip, we both flew and we drove quite a bit while we were on this trip to Las Vegas. So I felt it appropriate to have kind of both represented here, you know, with the airplanes on the paper and then the van down at the bottom. So that little luggage tag is from the chipboard, as well as the sign that says "This way to fun." Those are both chipboard. The luggage is just a piece of ephemera, and everything down on the bottom right now is just ephemera. So I will come in and put some extra things here and there. But at this point, I did find a couple of floral that I wanted to stick in there just because I just wanted something that wasn't necessarily travel specific, but just something pretty. So I am sticking these couple of floral bits in here, one right there behind the luggage tag and one over here behind the gas pump. And I am going to have to cut off a little bit of that leaf. It makes me sad, but I couldn't shove it in there far enough without it looking kind of funny. So I will end up having to trim off that little leafy bit. And that's sad because I do like him. I think he's really cute. As you guys can see, this video is probably my shortest video ever. This page was just very uncomplicated, and I had all the matching pieces there, and it just was a really simple layout to do. Not necessarily my style, as in it just wasn't, so it was a little more difficult for me to kind of think through what I wanted to do, but I'm pleased with it when I got done. I like being challenged to do things that's not totally in my wheelhouse and it's not totally my style. I'm not a super whimsical scrapbooker, and a lot of this stuff kind of feels that way to me, like the little cartoony looking things or whimsical stuff. It's just, that's not really my style, but I like having a little bit of different stuff in my scrapbooks. I don't like everything to look exactly the same and with exactly the same style. So it's fun for me sometimes to go outside of that and try something that's not quite what I would gravitate towards. So this was fun. Okay, I went ahead and I used all three of those Las Vegas flair from Scrap and Happy Studio. Those pictures of my husband and I in front of the Welcome to Las Vegas sign was exactly why I bought those flair. So they all went on this layout. And I'm getting ready to put the finishing touches on already, guys. I mean, like I said, this was a really quick layout. I didn't do a whole ton of fussing with it. It just kind of came together pretty quickly. The sketch was very helpful. I followed it pretty faithfully, as far as where everything is placed and how much of everything there is. It was a great sketch, and it was really easy to follow. So I'm just putting on some of those adhesive brads, and then I'm going to add a couple more of these puffy stickers. I did add one, which is another little van to kind of match the one down at the bottom, and I put him up in the top. And now I've put a little like compass thing and a geotag. And here I decided to grab a couple of the bigger adhesive brads, and I mirrored the same thing on both sides. I put them right next to the flair, and I like how that looks. One says travel and one says fun, I believe. And I thought it was cute, and it mimicked some of the larger circles on the sketch. It ended up mimicking those, so I was pretty happy with that. At the end here, I decided to add a couple more colors of splatters. I think one is Bahama Mama from Shimmer's Paints, and I should have gone in with a smaller brush, but I grabbed kind of my medium size brush, and so it gives me bigger and bolder splatters than I had wanted to have. I just kind of wanted a sprinkle, so I'm not super happy with how these turned out, but it's okay. I do go in and I mute them a little bit. I wipe them down a bit with some paper towel, and they're not quite so bold, and it's okay. I just kind of wish they were smaller, but I wasn't really thinking about it when I was doing it, and kind of just didn't do quite what I wanted. But that's okay. I don't mind how it looks. It's fine. But I'm going in now with a yellow, and I can't remember what color it was. Now I'm so sorry. And I didn't hold up the cap like I try to remember to do so that I can show y'all what color it is. It might be dandelion. I think that is what it is, but I can't be positive. Okay, so here I am wiping off some of the bolder color, and I like that because then it's just kind of subtle there. And it even makes kind of this different effect. When I show you the close-up here, I'll tell you when we get down to the bottom. But there's the top cluster. I think it turned out really cute. I like the different dimension and height there. I love the little puffy sticker. I think he's adorable. And I really, really like this bottom one. But see where all of that like yellow splatter got on that blue? It almost looks like oil stains, which I think is kind of fun for a travel layout. So that's it, guys. That is the whole layout for day 20. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and make sure you go ahead and you click on the playlist. You can just click the tag there and to see what everybody else has done, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye for now.